Hi everybody, welcome to the workshop. This is a project I've been working on for actually quite a while. The frame of this guy is all aluminum stock. It's just 1 inch by 1/8 inch aluminum stock pieces cut to make his body for the most part. And I'll get a close-up on the frame and how this actuator works and the motor that I have underneath here. This base is just a piece of Luan that I've cut around everything and glued to the top of a cardboard box that I built to fit the frame as best I can. The real reason for that is I couldn't find a box and the wood would make it too heavy. I've got a lift handle on the back so I can just easily put him out into position and set him up. The head is just a piece, it's a latex head that I sculpted a million years ago and has been sitting around. It's got these big muscles on the back of it, which I'm going to have to reposition so that it fits a little better. And I opened the mouth and painted the interior of the mouth, so it's just in the dark, it looks fine. I'm going to put some eyeballs in there, which I'll explain later. And these are a pair of hands that are from life casts that I made out of alginate and cast them up in latex and polyfoam on the inside to make them kind of more fitting. And then this is just a really inexpensive lamp that I bought from Amazon.com for like $3 or $4. It's a little hurricane lamp, and I'll show you how the mechanism works in a moment. But first I'm going to show you how the actual thing works. Of course, this is him naked. He doesn't have any of his costuming on. He's going to be wearing kind of a typical gravedigger outfit. And I'm thinking about having this hand resting on either a shovel or a pick or something like that. So that when he rotates his hand, this hand has been left pretty loose, so it'll just kind of rotate around with that. So here's the rotation mechanism going. He actually gets a fair amount of rotation, and he sort of pauses on this direction, which is actually really good. It's as if he saw something, and then he slowly makes his way back. So this is the back of the PVC. You can see it's literally just pipe clamp onto the spine that goes through the back here. The PVC itself was bent using a heat gun. It's just 1/2 inch PVC, maybe an 1/8 inch wall. Just heat it up evenly all the way around and give it the bend that you need. Down here is that piece that I said that I glued on. I literally cut this piece from the same PVC, sliced it down the back side, and then glued it into place. As a kind of a buffer, I put a zip tie. There's just a black cable tie right here that is acting as a buffer because I didn't want the steel to creep up in between my PVC seam and pop this loose. So this just acts kind of as a washer. And then, as we go down, if I remove this base, you see at the bottom, I have just plumbing strapped. This is all just drywall screwed to a piece of 2x4, and that is in turn mounted to this piece of scrap plywood. I really just cut these pieces for the linkage out, glued these to the base of this, and then really just moved the motor around until I got to that sweet spot where it wouldn't bind up anywhere. And let me show you it running. And you can see it doesn't really have a chance of binding anywhere along the entirety of its course, except for I'm in the way of the arm up here. Get out from underneath him. And you can see it even when it's traveling relatively slowly, it won't bind up. That squeaking you're hearing is actually up here on this cable base. I have to give it a little bit more lubrication. I never have lubricated it. And then this entire thing is running off a very inexpensive, I think this cost me less than $1, pulse width modulator from probably AliExpress or eBay. I bought several of those, and they're great. You just tie them into, like I mentioned before. I've got all of these extra wires actually don't go to this. It's just simply 4 wires. So I've got the 12-volt system running, 12-volt ground, and then the 2 motor wires running, mounted right into this pulse width modulator, the control knob of which sticks out the side. And as I mentioned prior, I just put a little handle on it on the back side so I can easily pick this up and move it around without putting any stress on the PVC or anything else of the build. thanks. If there's any questions about this or anything else I've done, shoot me a little thing in the doobly-doo down there.